Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where we break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. And today we're doing Chris Wadinho with the Tricky Trees climbing up the Premier League, and it's kind of hard not to get excited when you see Nottingham Forest. I think they're second now. They play Liverpool next to at home, and if they win that, you know, there was that time when Leicester won the league, and everybody else was just, arguing about, they had a poor season, and they just came up from nowhere and just snatched it. Nottingham Forest, you've got to believe. There's a whole thing with Nottingham Forest and me saying Notts Forest. I'll give you that anecdote sometime. It's a long-winded thing about me annoying one of my friends who claims he's a West Ham fan, but he's a closet Forest fan, and he won't never have the courage to say it. Long story. But I will get into it at some point. But I just want to talk about the good football today. And I'm going to show you both ends of it as well, not just the attacking side, the defensive side, and what real actual courage of defenders looks like, and what happens when you got players that are playing for the shirt and their teammates. And there's a lot of incidences today when you can see that they're playing for each other, and that means you're going to win football games. So first off, this is a bit hard because it's a transition play, so it's hard to have it free flowing and show you all the bits I want to. So I'm going to stop it and show it as we go here. But the ball's coming from Wolves, and Forest have won it back, and they immediately go. They notice, look at the numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Wolves players, and they immediately recognise this. Ball straight in midfield, and they're off. They're going. As soon as it's there, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, tearing down the field. Now, I always like Gibbs-White. I think he's got one of those sort of X-factor things that you can't really put your finger on, why he does certain things that are really good in tricky situations, or he can pick out this pass that no one else saw, but he has got it. And I have heard that there are a couple clubs trying to get him, which would be a shame if he goes, but I don't think it will be in this January transfer window with a bit of luck, because I want to see the old Nottingham Forest go as far as they can this season. So, as we can see, 4 people running down the field on the transition. What do they do? Normal Premier League rubbish teams, what they'll do is they'll pass it over here to do this and do that. No. I love it. He just eats the real estate. There's grass in front of him, and he runs into it. That doesn't really happen much. Watch the Premier League games week in, week out, and there's very few times when a player from the midfield area is going to pick the ball up and just keep running with it. They'll give it to the more advanced player as quickly as possible. No. He just runs with it, and this causes them all sorts of problems. Well, as we're going, we know what's going to happen. If you watch my channel, someone's got their arm up telling someone what to do. So in the next 5 seconds, there's going to be a goal. Now, look, here's the problem. He needs to try to go to the ball and use him to try to slow him down. And if he does, he could probably try to keep this guy offside because he's going so far forward of the ball. Now, yeah, there is the option that the ball gets played, but he just gets a free run through midfield. Somebody has to go towards the ball at some point. Otherwise, it's too late. And when it's too late, the ball's in the back of the net. It's close to the 18-yard box. You have to try to slow this run down. And the way you do it is you don't run back so fast. You let his pace come towards you, and you jog ever so slowly to see if you can step up, catch him offside, or you can actually try to get pressure on the ball. They don't really do that. And as we move it ever so slightly forward, sorry I can't play it in continuous motion, but you know why. Now here's the problem what they've ended up doing. Right, so you know the ball's going to end up going here. Well, he hasn't gone out there to actually even try to get close enough to intercept the pass. So there's no point you backing up this player if this player here isn't putting pressure on the ball. You might as well go up a little bit. Yes, you know it's going to open up that, but that player can always track that ball through, splitting between the two of you. But you're making a decision and making it harder for him to play it out there. And you're saying, hey, mate, put the ball between us, and hopefully our goalkeeper can come out because it's a flat ball through the middle instead of a ball out wide where our keeper cannot come. Okay? That's what you want to do in this defensive situation. That doesn't happen. Now, the second this ball goes out wide, he wants to get on him as fast as he possibly can. But here's the other important point. This guy forgets who's passed the ball. What? Are you watching the same game? Like you know he's just passed the ball and he's done a lung-busting run. Smartly, he holds on to it just a bit, because the defender keeps making the space for him here. Keeps dropping and keeps dropping. Let's just watch that. Keeps dropping. Do you see? He keeps dropping, opens up the space, and now he's nowhere near him to challenge him. Just like he was nowhere near him on the run all the way through. He let him have all the space in the world, and when it gets down to the 18-yard box, he's still giving him the space. And I like the fact that he doesn't try to beat his player, just knocks it to his teammate, and his teammate goes, thank you very much, I'll have a goal. And he gets himself 1-0 off the Forest go. You got to take the bad with the good. The tricky trees lose the ball very sloppily in midfield here, trying to play a pass this way instead of this way, and it puts Wolves on the counter-attack. But this is what I want to show you about quality defending. Let's just go down to that point, because I'm not going to labour all the nonsense until we get to what I want to show you. This is the key moment right here. Cuts his defender, does him, slotting it in the corner. Easy can be, right? Nope. Ends up happening. Knocks it across. Little tap in. Defender's there. But this is the important point. This is the point that makes him different. This is the important point about when a team believes in each other. His job's not over. He keeps going all the way. Right, watch. As he goes, bump, ball comes out, keeps going to win this ball. Wolves player, I don't know how it is, gets knocked up in the air, but here he is, keeps going again. Bump, keeps pressure on all the way to the ball there, keeps going. Couple seconds further forward, and here he is, still going, still trying to win the ball back. All the way from here, bump, to there, keeping pressure on the ball and giving them not another sniff of trying to win the ball back or take another shot, just kept going. That's good defending. That's someone who's actually trying to play for the shirt. If you watch a lot of these Premier League players, after the first block and maybe the sort of knockaway, that's it. They're not going to keep chasing and keep chasing and keep chasing. Quality. Well done. Yeah, brilliant. Let's move it on. Something else I just want to quickly show you. It's a good header, but it's straight at the keeper. But the keeper's still got to save it. And again, there is a difference, look, where you've got players there to back up your keeper and get rid of the ball, and there's not enough Wolves players in this box to cause any damage to him whatsoever. Yeah, solid. Let's move it forward. Okay, to me, this is a handball. And I know it completely contradicts what I was just saying about the Newcastle Spurs game, but it is a handball to me. And there's a little bit of a difference why here. Because, well, one, it's in the box, and anytime you're doing a cross and the ball gets obstructed by someone's hand, to me, or a shot and the ball's obstructed by someone's hand going towards the goal, it's a handball. It is to me. It always has been. And that's what you're not going to convince me otherwise. That's a handball. Middle of the field? Nah, probably not. Carry on, mate. Because there is a difference between fouls inside the box and outside the box. As much as we pretend that there isn't, there is in football. And you have to be honest. If you're not going to be honest about it, you're just going to... no. There are different fouls in the box that do count, because that's a goal scoring opportunity if that ball carries on. And it doesn't, because he handballs it. So let's move it on. A lot of people are going to disagree with that, but I think it is. Just going to show you a little bit more of this handball, and I can't stand this natural or unnatural position because I just don't believe that's a thing, because at every point your arms can be naturally here because you've got to jump or not. Like, no. Does it stop the cross? Yeah. You've gained a massive advantage from it. Yeah. Stop a goal scoring opportunity. Pen. This is just too easy as well. So Nottingham Forest knock the ball out wide, and it's just as simple, knocks it and outruns the player. Why? Because the player's too concerned with being offside, pointing and asking for things from the referee. Just play the game, mate. You might have caught up with him, or you might have been able to challenge for the header. Stop trying to do, the offsides and all this nonsense when the ball's in play. You can do that straight afterwards. You still need to mark the player. You still need to do your job responsibly. And when you're taking your time to complain about offside or whatever, your centre-back can. You know why? Because he's not directly involved where the ball is. If you're not where the ball is and you're over here and you're sticking your arm up yelling to the linesman, absolutely fine. If you're on the point of contact where the ball is and you're complaining and not focusing on the ball, no. It's that simple. And he just gets done on the outside. Not only does he get done, I want to show you this, right? He actually lets the ball bounce. I mean, you're a right back and you're letting the ball bounce. Or, maybe in the right back position. I can't see who this is. No other numbers, blurry. But it's just awful defending. You have to do better than that. Now he's just waiting for you to come close to the ball so he can beat you for pace on the outside. As soon as he is in the box, though, you've got Christophe Wardinho in here, who's looking for, I think it's his 11th goal, maybe his 12th goal of the season. Both centre-backs just leave him. Absolutely leave him. Completely forget to mark the guy. Makes his space. Do you see that little stutter run? Slow down run. Really good. Trying to take his pace away. Speed of his momentum. Really well done. And then it's a case of, can he finish? And guess what? He can. Bosch into the back of the net. Gets himself a goal. Yeah, brilliant. Well done, young man. Well done. And on we go. And why the Forest are actually doing really well is they're 2-0 up. So then they just sit and say, okay, come and beat us. Because they're not going to. We're all going to defend well. And if we get a chance to go, we might go. But also what they do is a bit of this. And this is much well needed. Much well needed. That's brilliant grammar, Cash. Brilliant. Just a little bit of old-fashioned up and under, giving it to one of his teammates, putting it into a space and saying, go chase this Sonny. Have it, bump, up it goes. Go and see what we can do at the other end of the field, because most of them are trying to attack us. And if we're trying to pass it and keep it, we'll just go and we'll see what happens. But this is the goal that I'm talking about, where they're playing for their teammates and they're not selfish. And this is a real difference in a lot of teams, especially with certain strikers. It doesn't matter where they are on the table. People just don't play for their team as much as the Nottingham Forest. I was going to say it, boys. I didn't. I was going to say it. So when he actually gets onto this ball up here, it's bounced probably 4 times. No Wolves players even close to it. But this is the other difference as well. It's not just the old-fashioned get rid of it and let's see what we can do into the space, because they're defending solidly, because they're winning. It's the willingness of the other players to actually make lung-busting runs to come up and support them, in the dying minutes of the game, just getting forward and going, right, we're going to see if we can get another one. Absolutely brilliant. Love it. So I'm just going to move it on a little bit because I want to get to the good bit. And this is the piece I'm talking about. Great little pass behind the back of the defender. Let's be fair, though. Defending here, I mean, what can you say? They're all trying to get a goal, trying to make it 2-1, trying to get something out of the game. Fine. And you know what? I'd rather go and try to go 2-1 and lose 3-0 instead of sitting back defending anyway and going, oh, I would rather be doing that and get caught on the counter anyway. So you can't, be too hard on Wolves for conceding the third. It's more about the effort of Nottingham Forest getting forward and actually making and supporting their teammates. And this is the key part here. So when the ball goes wide and he takes his little touch here, boom, right there you go. 1v1 with the keeper. This is where most people are looking to shoot. It's just him and the keeper. He's looking for the glory. He's looking to go get himself a goal, but he doesn't. And this is proper teamwork here. He sees his teammates running with him. Even though he outran him all the way up, now he's just sitting there waiting. Pass it in. Simple 5-a-side goal. There we go. Gets himself a goal. Good teamwork. Could have shot. Didn't. Made sure they got the goal. That is really quality. And you're like, oh, but Cash, he should have just scored and taken him on. Yeah. But you know what he did? He got his team another goal, which moves them further up the table, which pushes the pressure onto everybody else in the league. Nottingham Forest are sitting second. And that's enough for the analytics. Let me tell you a little bit of an anecdote about one of my mates. So he's been a Hammers fan forever, so he says. But he only really talks about Nottingham Forest. And for years, I mean, we started coaching back together in early 2000s, like 90s. Cash is old. Yeah. And I used to say Notts Forest to wind him up, and I've forgotten. It just comes naturally now, just out of my mouth sometimes, just, Notts Forest, just because it would annoy him so much. And there's a lot more back, going with, Brian Clough and all of that, and all those little things I used to do to annoy him. And so I've got to try to rewire my brain and forget I'm talking to other people and not just trying to wind up me mate. But there we go. Other than that, I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.